Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Ontario Aquaculture Research Centre. I'm your host, Kaylee Moore, one of the agricultural assistants here at OARC. If you're looking to learn more about aquaculture, you're in the right place. On today's episode, we have Dr. Alex Reid joining us to talk about aquatic animal health. So I am super excited to introduce Dr. Alex Reid. Today we will be discussing aquatic animal health. So as a lead veterinarian for the Ontario Ministry of Agricultural, Food and Rural Affairs, you wear many hats. What role do you play in the Ontario aquaculture industry?
They've never had someone with fish experience before I started working in the ministry. So I think a lot of my job is to bring awareness to aquatic animal health. One of the things I really liked about farmed fish is in Ontario, we do a lot of farming in the lake. So there's a lot of interface between wildlife diseases and the farmed fish diseases, but also we have a lot of opportunities with RAS to have very high health, very sort of modern production systems. And I think it's really good to advocate for those things as important parts of aquaculture. Fish can be incredibly productive and incredibly nutritious at a fraction of the effort that you have to put into cattle or pigs. So
Perfect. How do you see this role kind of developing over the next couple of years as aquaculture grows?
So part of it is as aquaculture grows, it's easier to advocate for them and get more attention to them because it's a bigger industry. It becomes more important. It gets sort of more political attention. One of the things I'm very excited about right now is we are looking at updating the Animal Health Act reporting regulations. So they were developed in I think 2012, and they haven't been updated since, and fish were completely left off the Aquaculture Act. So if I can, or the Animal Health Act, sorry. So if I can get some fish diseases listed, it brings some of the attention of the Office of the Chief Veterinarian to fish health in Ontario. And I think we could do a lot of work with communications, outreach, and technical advice around fish diseases. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
Kind of talking about your schooling and becoming a vet, I know for myself, when I went to school, my program was not just focused on fish. It wasn't really till my final field lab where I got to participate in a lake survey where I realized my interest was really in fisheries science. When you started in vet school, did you know that you wanted to study fish from the start, or was that something that you grew into?
No, that was so. I think like a lot of people, when I started vet school, I thought it was either you're going to be a small animal vet or you're going to be a large animal vet, and there was sort of no in between. And really, once I got into vet school, that's when I realized the diversity of things that vets can do. And what I really fell in love with was pathology. So I really liked pathology. I liked postmortems. I liked disease, health surveillance. And I did a lot of work for the Canadian Wildlife Health Cooperative as a vet student, and they would get fish submissions from anglers in the province. So when there was an opportunity to do a PhD in a lab that did a lot of fish diseases, that's what really got me going.
You kind of just touched upon how you really enjoy pathology and stuff like that. So that kind of leads into the question I have next, like what do you enjoy most about your work and what you're doing?
I think right now what I enjoy most is every day is different. You know, like the files that come across my desk or the inquiries we get or the work I do, it's different, but I like that I can see the work that I do building up some sort of meaningful, positive change for animal health in Ontario. Like sometimes it takes a while, sometimes you take a couple steps back on your work, but like I can see the progress that we've made since I've started working for the ministry.
That's awesome. You are also a member of the Ontario Animal Health Network for aquatic animals. How does that network support the aquaculture industry?
I think aquaculture used to be quite fragmented and quite small, especially when, it was the net pens and then the regulators. And as more interest has sort of come into aquaculture, it's been really important to bring those people together. We're just trying to get more private vets in practice as well. So we have 3 private vets that are currently practicing on aquatic animals. We have a pathologist now at the Animal Health Lab who comes from BC. So he's got a lot of experience with marine net pens. So I think bring them together with the regulators and bring them together with the fish farmers is really important to allow people to talk. And it also helps us figure out what's important to the industry and what we can do as sort of this group of animal health experts really improve things for them. And I think one of the really nice things about the animal health or the Ontario Animal Health Network is we get research money every year, so we can do projects that otherwise we might have trouble getting funding for, that hopefully meaningfully improve animal health in Ontario. So a good example is we got funding approved this year to put together an introductory biosecurity course for aquaculture facilities. So there was funding under something called the Canadian Animal Health Partnership to do that for terrestrial animal species, but fish were excluded because it was federal, provincial money, and to feds, aquaculture is not part of agriculture. So getting this course out there, being able to put it out for free and having it available to everyone in Ontario who's interested in aquaculture to really help them raise the standard of health in their facility, I think is very exciting.
Yeah, it definitely is super exciting. So with a course and things like that we were just talking about, what is kind of the best advice you have for fish farmers in terms of disease prevention?
I think it's regularly working with a veterinarian and doing regular animal health monitoring is critically important. You need to know about diseases and issues before they're a problem, right? Not everything is necessarily pathogen related. It might be, a water quality issue. It might be a crowding issue. It might be a feed issue, but getting on top of those things early is critically important. And a lot of other animal industries have sort of moved to a more preventative health model than a reactive health model. And I think getting the aquaculture industry there will really provide a lot of benefits.
Perfect. I want to thank you, Dr. Alex Reid, for joining me today and sharing with us the work you are doing and the positive effect it truly is having on the aquaculture industry. That's all I have for questions for you today. Is there anything you want to add to this interview before we sign off?
I don't think so, but thank you very much for having me and letting me talk about aquaculture.
Hey guys, I hope you liked the video today. If you did, please swim on over and hit the like button and subscribe. Comment below if you have any questions you want answered in any of our future videos. Hope to see you next time.